What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Random Talks. I don't remember what episode it is, but
episode 10.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. We're here today with a special guest. His name is Ulises Gonzalez.
What up? What up?
Everyone, Ulises goes to school with us. There's a very annoying man outside of the door trying to wave at us right now. Shout out. But we are not in the same environment that we're normally in. We're not in our closet, which is pretty fascinating because you guys, we came out of the closet, guys. So on this podcast, it's gonna sound a little different. It's gonna sound like a little bit more spacey. That's just because the room that we're in is not in a small closet.
We bought a new studio.
No, we're literally just in one of the rooms at our college, and it's not soundproof, so it's gonna sound probably really bad. But anyways, getting into who we're talking to today, Ulises Gonzalez. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So yeah, I'm in college with these guys.
You didn't start a sentence. You just said so yeah.
So yeah. Let him speak, Brendan.
Dude, you just said talk about myself.
I'm the most controversial person on this podcast, so I'll probably it'll get interesting.
Hey,
so tell us about yourself.
Ulises Gonzalez.
Okay, thank you. Age?
I'm 20 years old.
All right.
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
Sex?
What's up?
Yes, please.
We don't talk about that. From Atlanta, Georgia.
ATO.
I have big toes. What's up?
Yo, feet pics.
For all you gamers out there that need some feet pics, Ulises got the hookup.
For sure.
$20 a pic.
$20 a pic
goes toward my fundraising.
Mail-in rebate. I don't know what that means. I wanted to use that. Yeah, you sound like an interesting person.
Yeah, I'm from El Salvador.
El Salvador, which he actually is. He's not being like.
I'm not Mexican.
Shout out our El Salvador.
He's not kidding.
Listeners.
Yeah.
Shout out to all my freaking Hispanics.
Yeah.
You say it in Spanish.
No.
Never mind.
I can't remember the first time I met you. I think that the first time that we met was probably like the first day of orientation at our college.
Yeah, y'all were standing together, and I kind of just like walked over, and y'all were like, "Who's this dude?"
Yeah, but it was.
He was friendly though.
Yeah, you like we kind of like clicked very quickly, and then ever since then we were kind of like pretty chill with each other.
We stick together like throughout the whole orientation.
We had like the same style. We had the same like demeanor of like we don't really care. We used to smoke weed. Like what's good?
For sure. I can't even. That was so weird. Is my voice gonna sound really bad in this one?
It always sounds bad in every one of them, dude.
Brendan, I'll end this podcast.
Your voice
right
cracks
now.
so much, dude.
Shut your mouth.
Your voice cracks more than a freaking.
What I was gonna say.
Sahara Desert.
We're all wearing sweatshirts right now.
Yeah, we are.
And you guys are wearing beanies, so that means we're freaking tight.
Yeah, and you're not.
E-boys.
I'm freaking out of here.
All right, guys. Connor quit the podcast. Ulises is in. Connor's out. But yeah, so this is like something new that we're trying to do is just have guests on the podcast because, you know, me and Connor, it just gets a little weird sometimes.
Brendan's pretty boring. So
and I don't really care for Connor anymore after all the stupid conversations we've had. It's kind of making me lose brain cells, I think, a little bit. So it's just a lot to handle. So we need someone else to be on my side.
Why are you staring at me right now?
Because I just want you to know.
Staring at me.
I just want you to know that I'm alpha, okay?
Yeah, but you're looking like at my mouth.
Okay.
You're not even looking at my eyes.
What's
you're
up,
looking
dude?
right at my mouth.
I got socks on, dude.
You
What's
trying to
good?
kiss me or something, dude?
Anyways, so I always say that. My sister always cracks up every time I say anyways, just to cut off the conversation that you're having with me. But yeah, so we're just trying this new format out. I don't know if we want to keep this room. We'll just see how it sounds afterwards whenever we're editing. But yeah, so
soon we're gonna film in a warehouse.
Yeah. So it sounds like this.
We have echo going around.
Yeah. But
sick.
I think y'all get a studio soon.
Maybe.
Just like
dude,
I hope
fingers
so.
crossed.
Yeah. Hey guys, if anyone has a studio out there that we can
you're
just
still
have for
staring
free.
at me.
Donations at Brendan Glockson,
Yeah.
19.
PayPal.me/Brendan Glockson for my mission trip.
What's up?
What's up?
Both of you guys.
But yeah, so we have 2 podcasts coming out today if you haven't noticed. So right after you listen to this podcast, go to the next podcast that we are going to upload. It is with our good friend Logan Morrow. He also has a podcast. Go check that out. It'll be plugged into that podcast. So you're going to have to listen to that podcast to figure out what his podcast name is, okay? All right, good. So,
Sick.
yeah, the first time that we met, it was just normal, just
vibing.
We were just vibing, dude. We had the vibe.
We did not care about orientation.
We really didn't.
Just like we didn't care about being.
We were just there.
We were kind of just like there just to like because our parents wanted us to go to college.
Yeah.
And we were just like...
Yeah, so we'll go to Free Chapel College, where it's a college.
Yeah, it's like a 2-year,
Two-year
it
college.
was 2-year.
And now
We'll
we
talk
have
about
3
that
years.
later.
What's up?
Talk about it at our own time.
Yeah, that's just an inside thing that we're doing. But yeah, so I don't really have any questions. Dude, shut up. Just let their minds wander, dude.
It's our inside.
It's just something that we only know and you can't know because it's a secret. So whatever.
But you know now.
Yeah, but now you know. The secret's out.
We spilled the beans.
I don't have any questions whatsoever, and I
We're
need
really
you to
good at
help me
this.
out on this.
I'm trying.
We just make everything so organic that we just like to talk to people, but I don't want it to be like just me and Connor talking, and then like you've been filling in very well. But for our guests in the future, we might have that one awkward person that'll just stay quiet the whole time if we do this.
Yeah, watch that be. I'm not gonna say his name.
Connor
Next
Mullis.
podcast.
Oh,
Shut up.
Okay, yeah, Logan.
Logan, he's coming for you.
Low gang.
So we've known Ulises exclusively at the college the first maybe year of
Known him for
us going.
About 2 years now.
Yeah, but now we know him exclusively, like not exclusively in the college. Like we play soccer and stuff, and
Get in the shower naked
yeah,
together.
So what's up, dude? Holy
What's up?
cow!
We have
dude.
socks on,
The
though,
secret
so
is
we're
out.
Wet socks.
Holy crap! Random Talks exclusive.
Wet tube socks.
Oh my god, dude, that's disgusting.
You have to keep them on though. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like
Like, that's your protection.
That's the covenant, dude.
People be so grossed out about this podcast.
Yeah, it's whatever, dude. Every time that we do podcasts like these, we don't think that they're gonna hit like at all, and then they end up being like the best podcasts because we're just talking about stupid crap.
Yeah.
We're just shooting the poop because I can't say the S word.
Shooting
the poop.
What's the S word?
Shooting the shart. We're shooting the shart on this one.
We'll just like bleep that out. That echoed so bad. I just heard that.
No, it's okay, dude. We're actually in a giant old abandoned water tower right now. That's where we're doing this podcast. The best thing I like about not filming the podcast is that
You don't have to edit it.
well, no, people have to assume where you're doing the podcast.
yeah.
They can't like see where you're doing the podcast.
I don't think they care.
No, but like whenever you see where someone's doing the podcast, it gives you way too much context behind how they're acting, like the way they say stuff. Whenever you don't know the location, dude, you could just say that you're anywhere. Like I could literally say that we're in the back of a Denny's right now, and
A Denny's?
yeah, a Denny's.
Does Denny's
No one
exist
goes
anymore?
into Denny's though, so like it would be people would.
Dude, you go to Denny's at 3 a.m. when there's nothing else
Have
open.
you been to a Denny's at 3 a.m? Denny's are
trust a
hitting
Denny's.
nowadays, dude.
Have
Denny's,
you ever even been to a
I've
Denny's?
been to a Denny's.
bro, Denny's are hitting nowadays.
They hit.
They got some good nachos. I can tell you.
They
that.
used to suck.
They only hit at night. That's it.
Well, I don't know. In the morning
only
they're really
been at
good
night.
too. Yeah, we have a story about that. We went to a concert at Laney in North Carolina, and then basically I wanted to stay after and see Paul Klein, the lead singer,
For 3 hours.
for 3 hours. We stayed after for 3 hours. I'll admit
It was
that was
2
my
in
bad.
the morning.
I dropped the ball on that.
I didn't even know who Laney was.
This was
So
the
I
last
like,
time I
asked
made a
him.
decision in mine and Connor's
No, you know
friendship.
what sucked even worse is when they came out. They looked at everyone and said, "Thanks for coming, guys. Got on the tour bus and left."
Yeah, they did.
I was like, Brendan,
Yeah,
we've been here for
did.
3 hours waiting for them.
Oh my gosh.
Don't hit the table.
I know. I'm so sorry, guys. That was actually my fault. But that actually happened, and it was so bad. And then we had to drive home like 2. I had to drive. You were in the passenger seat, but you stayed up so that I wouldn't fall asleep
Yeah,
and
but we
die.
were like zombies.
I was 10 seconds behind regular time. Like if we would have died, I would not have known until 10 seconds after we died. And
Yeah.
that's just like the way that I was like I was in a video game. It was like I was high. That's the only way I can explain like how sleep deprived I was.
Dude, should we
at
talk
that
about our
point.
high stories?
Dude,
Since
dude.
Yuli is a
Yeah,
former
dude.
drug addict.
What was your worst
Former
trip,
weed
dude?
user?
What was your worst trip? Oh, for the record, if anyone from Free Chapel is listening,
We don't smoke
this
weed.
This is our joke, our ongoing joke. If any of our ministry friends are listening to the
A
podcast,
lot of the
and you're,
ministry friends listen
and you're
to this.
uncomfortable with hearing about marijuana, well, number one, you need to take a heart check. Number two,
Grow up.
grow up, dude. Number three,
Get over yourself.
We're about to get into it, okay? So just tell
We
us.
are not our past.
What was your worst trip, Ulysses? I just want to
Your
hear
wor-
this story.
Your worst and your
Yeah.
your funniest.
Yeah, and the funniest. Maybe the worst was the
worst
funniest.
was probably like the scariest. It wasn't on weed. It was on acid.
Wow. Exclusive. Random Talks exclusive. Ulysses.
Yo, Ulysses does acid.
did acid.
I mean, if you're gonna
Still
do it, you gotta do the hard stuff.
That's
you know
right,
what I mean?
dude. You gotta freaking get in there, dude. El
And
Chapo.
so what happened is I was at my friend's house and he was like, "Let's do it, dude." And I was like, "All right, let's do it." Like whatever. And then I end up taking it, and then obviously you go through all the effects, like you start
Tripping.
like you're in another dimension.
Yeah.
And then I went through a phase of being blacked out,
Wow.
and then I woke up, and guess where I was? I was
in
home.
someone's pants.
I was. I was at home, and I don't remember.
No
driving
way.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ask anyone, or were you like, "Hey, how did I get home naked?"
He was just like the other guy. The other guy didn't remember me leaving at all either.
What?
And so when I woke up, I was at home on my bed.
Bro, you ghost man.
sketchy.
You teleported. The acid teleported.
What did you see though? Like when you were tripping?
It's
Yeah,
like
like,
you know
what
when
was-
like that glass type, like when you see in the movies, like that type of like when people are like hallucinating. see,
Oh
like, the
yeah,
glass
yeah.
type,
It's like morphed a little bit. Yeah.
morph type that type of thing.
Wow.
Yo, should we try acid? That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah.
we, like, do
next
a
podcast,
podcast?
we're gonna be trying
We're,
to.
we're gonna be on acid.
We're
Yeah,
just
I
gonna
would say we're gonna be
describe what
on
we're
acid.
seeing.
That'd be sick.
No, I would never do anything that
That'll
was
be on our Patreon.
that was made by scientists, aka scientists. They're not even scientists. They were just a bunch of like crackheads, probably
Just
just
making
trying to make.
stuff.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because acid was made for experiments
Yeah.
in the
was made back in the
60s,
50s.
50s, whatever.
Ask Drew about that. He knows all
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. Drew's gonna be on one of our podcasts. We'll know all about it.
We'll be talking
about drugs.
Dude, on that
Yeah.
one, we'll be talking about politics, drugs.
It's gonna be called Narcos.
Yeah, dude. Honestly.
We're gonna name that podcast Narcos. But yeah, so
But what about
that's
your,
freaking
what
crazy.
About your funnest high?
The most fun high I've been on was for graduation. Me and a couple guys, we all celebrated together, and we all got freaking blazed, dog.
Blaze up, baby.
And all I can remember was we were in his basement. His parents were actually upstairs, because we were still in high school at this point.
Were you guys like, were you smoking weed, but were you smoking like a dab pen? Because if their parents were upstairs, they have to literally have the worst sense of smell of all
No,
time.
so what we did was we went outside. He had this
Oh.
big front yard, so it was like a bunch of like trees and,
Okay.
and like woods, and like so they
He lived in the woods.
yeah
Smoking
basically.
trees in a wood.
So he didn't really have any
Neighborhood stuff
neighbors.
Smoking
any
trees
neighbors.
with the trees.
What's up?
For real.
And so we would smoke all our blunts outside,
Mm-hmm.
and then we would go inside, and then we would just act the fool. I remember I was on because for me, I'm like more of like a chill, like laid back
Yeah.
type of high. I'm not the crazy type, but all my friends were, and all I remember was like my friend having a guitar, and he was going around and like shooting people with it. And it was
What?
like, but like people were like, people were
People
like
were acting like
yeah,
they
people were
died.
like,
That's so funny, dude.
you were jumping onto the bed, pretending like they got blasted by a guitar.
That's
dog.
so funny, dude.
And then when you're high, you have to make a food run. Like,
Oh, yeah,
you-
100%.
and we
Oh, yeah,
drove
it was
high,
McDonald's.
like you always have to.
Yeah.
like, you gotta take the risk. We
Well,
went to
I've never
McDonald's.
driven high because I'm
We got,
not
like-
an idiot, but
Bro,
yeah.
it's
Why'd you look at me when you said
because
that?
I've seen you drive high at least 4 times in my
Alright.
life.
Shut up.
Bro, when you're high, you drive better.
I don't.
That is a
believe
fact.
I don't believe that.
I don't endorse
one bit.
driving high or even smoking
do
or
it.
even like doing drugs.
Have you ever been in a
but
car with someone who was high and you weren't high and they were driving? It is not. You think you're driving better, but you are driving way worse.
I don't know about that.
I've literally done it several times.
You've never driven high.
I've been in a car with somebody who was high and I was not high, and they
Who?
drive way worse.
Dox him right now.
I'm not gonna dox my family, dude.
You just doxed him right
What's
there.
up, dude? I didn't say anything. They live in California, for all you know.
I'm not gonna say anything about my family.
Yeah, I'm not gonna dox my family. Wait a minute. But yeah, that sounds like a. Where did you go whenever you guys drove?
We went to McDonald's.
McDonald's. That's always the
Got
move.
them
That's good.
chickens, double cheeseburgers.
Chow down.
Chow down.
It's crazy.
I literally used to get whenever
We
we
were
were.
also high. Drunk that night too.
Oh yeah,
so we
you were
were
crossfaded.
crossfaded.
That's all. That was my main course. I used to love that because I wouldn't.
You're a crackhead. That's terrible.
No. But like, there was an equal balance of just like perfect, like a perfect high for me. So like,
that scares
so like kids out there, if you're listening to our podcast right now, we do not condone doing drugs.
Don't do
this.
it.
We're talking about. This is a record of our past that we did.
That's so weird.
And this is just like
We're making light of our past. because
And if
it
you want to
wasn't
know
good.
where we're at right now, we are all clean, as far as I know.
What's up?
Clean since yesterday.
Yes, we're all clean.
What?
From this bondage that we were in high school.
Yeah, I put down the blunt yesterday.
But yeah, so
Everyone's gonna think I'm being like for real.
yeah, everyone's gonna think you're actually being serious.
They're like,
yeah, your ministry
There goes
job's
the
in the
30.
tank. Your freaking Young Life calls you and they're like, yeah, I don't think
we
we
heard your
want.
podcast all the way out here in Colorado.
Imagine they actually do listen to the podcast and they're a fan.
That's crazy.
Because
be
Colorado's a weed smoker, dude. Smoking weed.
Smoking weed.
Anyways, so McDonald's was always the move. I always got like double what I needed. We were talking about getting crossfaded. That was my bread and butter right there. Okay, because I would never like to get too drunk because it would give me a headache and I would wake up with a hangover and it'd make me feel disgusting. I would never like to get just high because I would have no motivation to do anything and my mind would just wander like crazy. Like it would just get super anxious. But if I did both, it was the perfect formula for a great time, okay? And I'm talking every single party that I went to. Whenever I was in high school, I would always make sure that I smoked and I drank. And the next morning, I felt like I just freaking ran a marathon because I felt great. I did not have any. I didn't have a headache. Was not tired. I would wake up way earlier than I actually was supposed to. Yeah. Guys, I'm not making light out of drugs right now, okay? But I'm just telling you my experience, okay? Don't do it. But I'm saying that I would wake up the next morning very, very like active, and I'd wake up a lot earlier than my body would normally wake up, so like 6 a.m., like a healthy time, like 7 a.m., and I would feel great. And then I would clean everything. I would clean the entire party. Like that was my thing. I remember there was a party that we went to. It was at Monroe, and it was Jake's graduation party.
Oh yeah, the one I left.
Yes, the one that you left high again. Let's talk about
that.
Hey,
I didn't drive that night, okay?
Yeah, Chase did, and he was also high.
All right, don't dox him.
Anyways, so basically, what was I talking about? The Monroe party. I was crossfaded like a freaking dog, dude. And I made I made so many friends that night, and it was just like such a great time. This girl was trying to get with me, and I was like, "Sorry, I'm not that." All right,
now I know you're lying.
I was like, bro, I ain't that messed up, dude. No, thank you. And so the next morning, I woke up.
What was her name, dude?
I was taking care of like 3 of my friends that night and Alex was the worst of them. He was like blacked out drunk, and we were having to take care of him. We have a picture of us at that party.
Yeah, we do. We'll post that right now. I'm just kidding.
No, we're not going to post it. But basically, I smoked, I drank that night, and then the next morning I woke up at like 6 a.m. and her parents came home and the house was trashed. But they knew we had that party that night because they were at it. So they left that morning and then came to get breakfast, came back, and then they were just cleaning up the house. And then I woke up. And I cleaned the entire house with them. And they were like, you need to come back to every one of these. They were like, because that was very nice of you. I was like, yeah, it's just what I do. And so, like, that was, like, my thing. I was like,
what a saint.
I would just clean up after everyone.
Being crossfaded.
But the one thing
after getting smacked.
Bro, I felt great. It was like taking Adderall or something, which I've never taken before.
Are you sure?
Yeah. But.
He just winked at us.
Did you want to know?
This is a drug.
You want to know what's so funny?
This is a drug podcast.
Yeah. You want to know what's so funny is that there's like our administrators of the college's offices are right next to the office that we're in right now, so they're probably hearing everything.
They've probably done the same stuff.
Oh yeah, 100%. I know every single one of them in that room. They definitely have. But yeah, this is just like, it was like the best like party atmosphere I've ever been.
See, I was always the guy that once I would only smoke weed because I didn't really like drinking because I don't like the taste. But like I would wake up the next morning just early. Just my body would be like 7 a.m. You're up, and I'd just get all my stuff and dip. I wouldn't even clean. I would just leave.
Yeah, I hated Connor when he would smoke
you guys like made like a running joke. Like you guys wouldn't know where I was like in the morning. You guys, he just went home.
Yeah, that's literally you would go missing in the morning.
That's because you guys would sleep till about like 2 in the afternoon.
Nah,
and
not
I'm
me.
like I want to go home. I don't want to wait.
I would wake up right after you. Sometimes I would hear your car leave the driveway, and I would be up right after you. It was weird, but
I'd always dip.
I was always the first one awake, and the house was always clean. No, after you, I guess, but the house was always clean after when everyone woke up because they would fall asleep until like 2 p.m., 1 p.m., and then Alex's throw up is on the floor or something, and like it's just, gross. Dude, there's still a stain on Tyler's mom's carpet from where he threw up, and they left it overnight, and they cleaned it the next morning because he threw up overnight, and we were all asleep, and they cleaned it the next morning.
Like that too?
Yes.
That was too much information. I should have said that.
Well, we'll have him on one day, maybe. He could tell that story.
When he's back
I
in
remember
Georgia.
whenever he was like so messed up that he went out to the back porch in like 20-degree weather and tried to sleep on the back porch in a t-shirt and shorts and a sleeping bag.
I remember that.
And he blacked out outside in the backyard, and then we had to like in a sleeping bag, and he was like straight up asleep, and me and a guy that was in the Marines had to pick him up because he's such a
it was a cop.
Was it?
I
think it was Ansley's. I think that it was the guy that was in the Marines.
No, that guy was in the Marines. He was just a bodybuilder and he was jacked.
That guy, no, the guy that I don't think you know who I'm talking about.
I was there that night.
No, you.
I was because he talked to me. He talked to me before then, because that wasn't when Alex was in the Marines, right?
No.
Never mind then.
This was before
he did that same thing like after he got back like from the Marines, like from boot camp. Remember that?
No.
Well, he was talking to me one night, and
I think you're lying.
It was that
Who's
night. It was
lying
that night that you came in that room when he was talking to me. He said,
he wanted to kill me.
Yeah, and he poked me in the forehead super hard.
Yeah.
And like after that, he was like, "All right, I'm gonna go to sleep." And he took a sleeping bag, and it was like 10 degrees outside, and fell asleep. And I was like, "Brendan, jacked dude, go get him and please bring him back inside." And he was just slumped.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. All right, guys. Well,
he could have died.
Yeah, he definitely could have. We're gonna conclude this this part of the podcast. We've run over a little bit, maybe 5 minutes over, but we're talking about the good times, okay? And we're gonna read off our sponsors, and we'll be right back after that. See ya. This podcast is sponsored by Adopted Music. Adopted Music was kind enough to let us use one of his songs to become the Random Talks intro and outro music moving forward. If you're an artist who needs instrumentals, mixing, or mastering services, he is your guy. Personally, I've used Adopted Music for all three when I was into making music, and he is insane at what he does. His prices are unbeatable for mixing and mastering, and he would love to be a part of your next project. If you want more information to his social media and BeatStars, the links will be in the description of this podcast. Back to Random Talks.
And we're back to the
This is called a
podcast.
So right now we are going to just shoot the chart again.
We're gonna start the shoot.
We're gonna start on.
Anthony, do your work on that.
Oh, please don't make a meme out of that. Oh my god, it'd be so gross.
Put on a T-shirt for me.
So basically, we were thinking we were gonna talk
graffiti
about.
letters.
Okay, can we get on with what's?
I just want some merch.
We have 10 minutes. Okay, we have 10 minutes.
We'll be fine. People like listening.
Yeah, true that. Anyway, but we have to do 2 of these today. But we're gonna talk about our first kisses and our first dates. And I want to talk about our most awkward moments with a girl.
That's gonna be like another 30 minutes.
No. Well, no. It's fine. Ulysses, you can go first. We're here for you. Okay.
Oh my gosh, my first kiss.
Who was the first guy you kissed?
Yeah. Who's the first dude you?
Oh, I'm talking guys.
Everyone's like, wait, is he gay? No, he's not, guys.
We have socks on.
What's up?
What's up?
Anyways,
Speak for yourself.
I'm not gay. Just to let y'all know.
All right, guys. I'll see you next week.
As far as we know.
My first kiss was in middle school. It was as I was going to my bus. We stopped like right in the foyer.
Oh boy!
Oh, we're getting
But like the
juicy.
thing is,
Can we remake this?
the thing is like the buses line up right in front of the foyer, so everybody sees you. Like everybody.
Oh,
sees
you were
you.
at school.
I was at school.
Okay, you weren't at like a bus stop. Like everyone was there.
Everybody.
Okay.
It was like we were waiting for like everybody to get on buses, and we literally stopped right. I was like, now looking back, I'm like, why did I stop her there?
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah. Out of everywhere.
Hey, you're trying to prove for your
Yeah,
boys,
he was like,
watch this,
the
guys.
homies need to
It's a
be seeing
pride
this.
thing.
Yeah, yeah, probably was back
It
then.
was. And we kissed right there, and
Wait, what did you say though? Like, did you lean in? Like, was it weird? What happened?
I kind of just like grabbed her, and
You grabbed her?
You know.
Where did you grab her?
I can't say the information. But I guess I hugged her goodbye, and then we like stared at each other, and I kind of just went in and we smooched.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Smooch.
Was it like a?
It was weird.
Was it like a peck or was it like a?
It was more like a
Frenchie?
3 second, like
3
It was
second.
just like
4 second,
3 second meltdown.
Yeah,
it was just
nothing
like,
much. But
It was
yeah.
just like no lips moving. It was just lip on lip, just sitting.
Yeah, just sitting there.
Yeah.
Kind of felt weird. Like I had never had an experience like that before, and so
Yeah.
it was kind of awkward.
My first kiss, I think.
What would you have done better?
Yeah, what would you have done? Was that it?
What's up?
Were you finished? I don't want to cut you off.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was
This
exposed to the
podcast
whole
is about
school.
Brendan.
Yes,
so.
this is my podcast, guys. So, my first kiss was I was in this I was 6 years old. I was in kindergarten.
Dang,
Yeah,
boy.
and I kissed a third grader.
Chill out.
I did. She lived right next door
Dude,
to
you
me.
were in kindergarten.
Yes, I know.
Dang,
I was
he was in
spitting.
third
I was
grade?
spitting mad game. Okay?
Cougar.
Anyway, so I was in kindergarten. She was in the third grade. She lived right next door to me. She
was her
really
name,
liked
dude?
me. I forget what her name was. She had a big family. Like,
Oh, I think that's something else.
no. Oh, wait.
Oh.
What's up?
She had a big heart. Dude. So anyways, we just like coordinated this, and my sister was really the mastermind behind the whole thing. So shout out Erin.
Dude, shout out Aaron.
I think that this girl's name, Ashley. I think her name was Ashley. Yeah, it came to
Ashley, if you're out there,
it's
hit us up.
Ashley. No, don't hit me up.
Well, she's like a supermodel, man.
But it was Ashley, and it was like coordinated by my sister. She was like, yeah, I should kiss. You guys like each other. And I was like, hey, I'm down. And she was like, I'm down. And then we were like, oh, well, why didn't we know this before? And so we went to the woods, okay?
Ooh.
Yes, we went to the woods where all the things happen whenever you're a kid. This is where every single part of your childhood was learned, was in the woods. Fights, exactly. But kissing.
Smooches.
So
Hugging.
we kissed, right?
Hand-holding.
And it was nice. It was a nice little peck, right? But it was held in for a long time, right? And then we looked up, and there was a pair of Fruit of the Loom tidy whities. Not even the boxer briefs, bro. They were like the actual tidy
Were they
whities,
yours?
bro. They were not mine, which was so weird. Why was somebody tidy whities hanging from like a tree limb? I specifically remember the exact location this
so
happened at.
specific.
Yeah. And we
Can we
look
go there
up.
one day?
It was like a mistletoe, but
We're still there.
it was like a tidy whitey mistletoe is what it was. Dude. That's exactly what it was. And that was my first kiss, and we didn't end up working out, but it was fun.
Sounds perfect.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
it was pretty great.
That's like the greatest first kiss. of all time.
I know, right? I've lived a long life.
That's nice.
Jeez.
Connor, what about you?
I had my first kiss late. I was a late bloomer with that because I was scared.
Was your first kiss?
It was.
You're an idiot.
You kissed her too.
I know, but that wasn't my first kiss, dude.
Okay, well,
No, she kissed you, and she was like, "Yeah, it's obviously his first kiss." So then she came to someone who was more experienced, like me.
Nah.
Yeah, that's what happened. We'll ask her. I still have her number.
Yeah, I bet you do.
I do. I used to work with her.
Shut up.
All right,
Tell me
dude.
my
Get on
story.
with your stupid story.
Anyways, I was a late bloomer. I had my first kiss.
You were in the
my
ninth grade. You were
freshman
13.
year. All right, do you want to tell the story? You want me to tell the story? Jesus.
This is my podcast.
I was a freshman in high school, and it was like I think it was in December or something like that. And I'd never kissed a girl, never even dated a girl because I was scared. I'm
'Cause
still
you're
scared
gay.
of
Little
ladies, dude.
baby.
Your body was telling you you don't like girls. 'Cause you-
Brendan, that was obviously
and you're
you.
fighting it still to this day, guys.
Absolutely not.
Anyways, keep going.
Should we talk
I don't
about
want
ponds?
to.
What?
Should we talk about ponds?
Yeah.
Never mind. That's for another podcast.
That's for Patreon.
I didn't hear what you said.
He said, should we talk about ponds?
Oh, no. We're good. I thought you said pots. I was like, why would we talk about pots? So stupid. Anyways, continue with your ninth grade virgin
I don't know,
story.
do you want to? I don't want to say it now. You're just going to roast me.
Just do it, dude. Whatever.
I didn't make fun
Who
of you
cares?
when you tell your
Listen, who
story.
cares that you were 13 when you had your first kiss, okay? And everyone else had it.
You called me a virgin.
Everyone else had it whenever they were like 6 or 7, dude. Whatever.
He had his in middle school.
Okay, well, he was at least like, well, what grade was it in middle school?
6th grade.
6th grade. So you were at least like 10 or 9.
Dude, shut up.
All right. Anyways,
Connor starts crying.
continue.
It wasn't that big of a deal. Like, it was just like we went to a movie and that was it. We kissed in the movie theater.
Dude, that's how
was it.
we kissed.
Dang.
I did it first, so
Well, okay, so we're gonna talk about this, but you kissed her in the movie theater. Which movie theater was it?
the Carmine or the whatever the one is in Winder.
In Winder?
Yeah.
Oh, I went to one that was in like Auburn, I think it was, and
There's no movie theater in Auburn.
it was towards that way. I don't think it was in Auburn, but it was like I can't remember.
You're
It's
talking about the one in,
it's closed down now.
Yeah, there's definitely not one in Auburn.
Well, it's closed down now.
Definitely not.
But we watched Anchorman 2, and I was howling at
Now
that
I know
movie.
you're lying.
I was
dude.
howling at that movie, and the way that the seats were set up were perfect because her parents came with us, and her parents sat in front of us, and they were like 2-row seating. So it was like, you know, her mom and her dad sat together, and then we were behind them, and we sat together. Okay, listen to this, right? She starts touching my thigh, and I'm like, at this point, I'm in 9th grade too, so I'm feeling things, right? And Mom, if you're listening to this, click off, okay? I'm just kidding. But
Aaron,
so
if you're listening to this,
no, Aaron doesn't care, dude.
whatever.
But and then she she kissed me, and I immediately asked her to be my girlfriend.
You
like whisper over to her in the middle of the movie.
Well, we were talking for a while before that, and then we
No,
kissed, and then we were like,
it was a, and then Brendan said,
and then we continued to make out the rest of the movie, and I have no idea what happened in Anchorman 2 towards the last half of that movie. But yeah, it was nice. What? Okay, let me.
Funny.
I don't know if she's listening to this. I don't want to say anything, but it was nice. There was nothing.
Bleep out her name so that they.
Did I say her name?
Yes.
Oh.
100% you said her name.
Yeah, I did say her name.
Oh, we'll bleep out her name.
Let's bleep out her names.
Yeah.
You know.
We'll catch that in the editing.
You will.
All right. Well, frick, dude, this has been an eventful. Oh no! Let's talk. Hang on, wait. Let's talk about our most awkward encounter with a girl before we go. Ulises, go.
Yours was probably about yesterday.
What?
I'm kidding. I'm trying to make a joke. I'm gonna
Ow,
freaking kill
dude!
you,
Don't
dude.
hit me in my face, bro. Connor
Slapped
slapped me in my face.
You don't know how to do a bit.
Connor,
dude.
you're 5'7". You can't slap me in the face.
I'm 5'7" and 3/4,
I'll get your mom.
bro.
I'll get your mom to spank you.
I am
dude.
5'7" and 3/4,
Your mom is still your
dude.
boss, dude. If she has to take you around an amusement park, she still has authority over you. Dude. All right, Ulises, go.
Just wait.
So in 10th grade, I dated this girl named. I'm not gonna say her name. She might see it.
Yeah, named unnamed.
Yeah. And we went to dinner, and I don't know what went through my head, but I was literally on my phone the whole time.
Wow, what the heck? What the heck?
Oh my gosh.
It was I was like big introvert in high school.
Yeah.
I was not able to talk at all.
Yeah.
All I remember was I was on my phone the whole entire time.
What
at dinner.
the heck, dude?
And then I paid the bill. It was my mom's money. Obviously, I wasn't working. And then I said goodbye. And we never talked again.
Wow,
It's pretty great.
that sounds magical.
Yeah.
All right, you can go because I'm still trying to think of mine.
Okay.
Because you don't have a lot
Mine
of
was-
women encounters, so
Brendan,
you can probably name them pretty easily.
I'm gonna quit
Go ahead,
this
dude.
podcast.
Go ahead.
Just wait. I'm gonna kill. I'm
You're not gonna
freaking.
do anything.
I'm gonna
dude.
fight you one of these
You're
days.
literally not.
Guaranteed. I'm gonna punch you square
You're
in
not
the face.
fighting me.
Square in the face.
I have so much reach on you. It's not funny. Dude.
Reach doesn't matter. You have no reflexes.
Yeah, right, dude.
Brendan, I could take you
I'm
out
surrounded
with
by
one swing.
cats 24/7.
One
I have cat-like
swing.
reflexes.
One swing. All I need is 2 hits. Me
One
hitting you.
swing for you to get knocked out.
No,
is what
listen
you're
to
saying.
this. It's 2
This
hits.
is what I'm hearing.
It's 2
here.
hits. Me hitting you. You hitting the floor. That's
no,
it.
that's not even your
done.
joke.
Yeah, I know it's from the Breakfast Club.
Yeah,
Shout out to the
exactly,
Breakfast Club.
dude.
You didn't even know that.
You're not, your long
You didn't
alien
even know
finger
that,
out of
bro.
my face.
You didn't even know
Get
that,
your
bro.
long creature fingers.
even know
Your
that,
talon
bro.
out of my face. Dude. Go, dude.
I don't know.
You don't.
I do know.
Okay,
All right,
I
so
knew you knew.
it's kind of sad, honestly,
Go.
because it was
Go.
this girl I dated in high school, the only girl I dated in high school. We actually we got in an argument at the mall and we broke up. And the worst part was we had to drive back and we were in the same
Wait,
car.
you didn't tell me this.
Well,
You guys
you're
broke
hearing
up
it
at
now.
the mall?
We broke up at the mall.
What
no,
the
look,
heck,
no, all right, so we
dude?
broke
Which
up twice.
mall?
No, look, we broke up twice. That was
I
the
didn't know
first
you
time.
broke up the first time.
Can I tell my story?
No,
Jesus
you
Christ.
can't.
Like,
This is
you interrupting
revelation.
me.
This is news to me.
Anyways, we're at the Mall of Georgia.
So
Here's
your
the location.
your
I'm not even
relationship.
gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna
Your
talk.
relationship was crumbling by the last break, like by the end of the.
Why are you coming at
I'm
me?
just saying.
You've been coming at me this
I'm not
entire
coming
episode.
at you, dude. I'm just.
Yeah, you
I
are.
want to dig deeper into the story.
Oh, so your relationship crumbled and you're terrible with relationships? Okay,
Dude,
cool.
Connor, stop
Carry
trying to
on
play
your
the
story.
victim. Okay, Me Too
Carry
is
on your
over,
story.
right? Yeah,
Me
tell your
too.
story.
What does that have to do with anything?
Tell your
You're-
story. Tell your story.
Are you gonna interrupt me?
People
Probably.
hate our podcast because we argue.
No,
so much.
because you freaking interrupt
No,
me every time.
Go, dude.
I'll tell my story and you're like, what?
It's 'cause you're
I'm
too
Brendan.
fragile.
I'm allergic to peanuts.
You're too you're making our guests uncomfortable.
Ooh, I'm Brendan. I'm allergic to a bunch of trees. That's what
right,
you sound like. That's
go.
exactly what you sound like.
Alien fingers. Go.
Shut your mouth. All right. So we were at the mall. We got in an argument and we broke up. But the worst part was we had to drive back together because we drove in one car. And
In your red Honda.
no,
I'm sorry,
it was
I
in
didn't
her
mean to cut you
car.
off
It was in her car. And we were driving back, and I was like obviously distraught, and so I was crying, and she was crying, and she kept she was like berating me the entire
What's
time.
up with you crying in front of girls all the time?
I'm actually not gonna tell this story anymore.
I'm
Carry
just
on. I'm
kidding,
not telling
dude.
this
It's a
story anymore.
podcast. I'm just trying to make light of the situation because I'm getting sad. Okay, I don't know how to deal with
No,
this.
you're not.
Yes, I am. Come on,
I'm
dude.
not
You're
telling
in
the
the
story
car and you guys
anymore.
are both crying. I'm sorry. It's a tender moment. Okay, I apologize. Okay.
No, I'm not telling you.
Connor, people are interested. Don't do it for me. Do it for them.
My God.
Okay, let's go.
I hate
I
you.
won't say anything the rest of the podcast.
That's a lie.
I won't.
So,
Starting now.
I was crying. Like I rarely do. She was crying too, and she kept like berating me. She was like saying all these like mean things to me. And the worst part was the radio was on, and Shawn Mendes' "Mercy" song was playing. And I think in my head like this sucks so bad. But that was it.
Dang.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Can I speak now?
Your turn. It's your turn, bro.
I didn't know we were passing batons off here. I thought we were just interjecting. Okay?
Oh no, it's all about you,
That's a
Brendan.
podcast, dude. We're supposed to talk, okay?
Yeah, I
well,
didn't know it was freaking roast
all
Connor
right,
hour
dude.
and
Connor's
poop on Connor hour.
Connor's playing the
Jesus.
victim, okay, for our
Dude,
guests.
all the people on here are like, wow, Brendan's a douche.
Yeah, I don't really care, honestly.
Yeah, you do.
I really don't. All right, guys. Well, if you think I'm a douche, leave a comment because we need comments. Also, thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast.
You
Thank
didn't tell
to
your
our-
story.
Oh, you're right. Maybe people already clicked off by now after I did the outro.
No.
They don't need to hear it.
You always have.
I've had a lot of awkward encounters with a
He
girl.
doesn't want to say it because he doesn't want us to roast him. Like,
Awkward
he just
encounters with a
roasted
girl.
me.
Should I do my breakup story?
Just do awkward. If that was most awkward.
It wasn't really that awkward. It was just kind of like peace out. You know what I mean? I just think that the most awkward encounter that I've had with a girl had to have been. I don't know. I'm pretty smooth.
Yeah.
I'm being
Okay.
honest. If I'm being honest, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I farted whenever I was kissing a
Ponce?
girl one time.
What about Ponce?
God,
That was
can,
awkward.
Should we
you
talk
just
about
missed the
Ponce?
joke. We're not talking about that.
So at Ponce. No,
I was kissing my
So we were at
girlfriend.
Ponce, okay.
Guys, can
You see how annoying it is?
I just hit the table?
You see
really
how
hard.
annoying it is? You.
It's not annoying, dude. I'm just trying to explain.
Yeah,
my
you're
story.
getting frustrated though.
I'm not frustrated. I'm as chill as a cucumber, dude. Anyways,
It's just cool.
I don't have to say this story. I didn't want to in the first
I don't
place.
care.
This isn't even the story I was going to go with. I wasn't even going to go with any story. But I was 13. I just turned 13. Sergeant Strikes. My girlfriend at the time, we kissed by her dad's truck, and I was farting during the kiss. That's what
That's
happened.
gross.
Yeah. It wasn't loud. It was just smelled
Was
rank.
it like you couldn't hold it in or like?
Yeah, it was just like kind of snuck out on me.
Dang.
Just like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Her eyes open. She got making out.
She said she threw up in her mouth. Look.
She threw up in mine.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening to this episode of the podcast. We promised you 2 today, so go ahead and check out the next podcast that we made with Logan Morrow. Thank you to our guest, Ulises Gonzalez. We hope to have you on again because we haven't
Follow
talked
his
about it enough
socials.
yet. Follow him on his social media. The links will be in his description. Hey, what's your
sir.
plug? What you got to plug? Okay, plug it.
What's up?
What do you have to plug?
Oh, yeah. So I do photography, and so if you want a session with me,
And live in the what area?
I live in the Lawrenceville area, but I'm willing to travel to Atlanta, anywhere, not too far.
Cool.
Maybe like 45 minutes. Yeah, hit me up.
Great
I'm a great
shots.
photographer.
Yeah. And where can they reach you at?
Instagram, ulises.gonzal.easy. Ulysses
That's Gonzalez with a
Gonzal.
dot
Yeah,
in between.
With a dot, not
a
the
dot.
word dot. With
Yeah.
a dot.
a dot.
With a period.
Yeah.
Not the word period, but. All right. Well,
Anyways.
thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. Thank you to our sponsors, Adopted Music and Anchor. Thank you to you guys for listening to this podcast, and thank you for being patient with us for us not releasing a podcast last week. So, Ulysses, thank you. Connor, you
y'all.
suck.
I still hate
We
you.
will see you guys in the next podcast. Go click at the podcast with Logan Morrow right now.